Okay, welcome back to Fit Start TV. Today I want to talk about food. Now, when people start cleaning out their eating, what you'll find is they work really, really hard, and it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of willpower to stop eating the things that they shouldn't be eating. Okay, it's usually quite obvious, what we need to cut out, whether it's heavily processed foods, fast food, takeaways, really sweet and sugary foods. But what we do is, okay, right, I'm going to stop eating that. Now, that's really hard in terms of changing habits and changing our eating routines and changing what we're eating full stop. What can make this much easier, and I want you to remember this mantra, is swaps, not stops. Okay, when we think about stops, it's like, okay, that's it, no more, ever, ever, ever. And that can feel terminal, we don't like it. But if we can think, okay, what is a healthier swap? Instead of trying to flick a switch and living like a guru, and nailing it 100% of the time, all the time, we can just slowly start to turn the dial. And people that do this are much more likely to succeed in the long run. Okay, so think about swaps, not stops. So say, for example, you get up in the morning and you're just having a real massive gut-busting breakfast. Okay, what can you swap that for? What can you swap some of the big hitters in that breakfast for? Can you change it to like a low-calorie cereal or, some kind of rolled overnight oats, or maybe even, fast for that morning or whatever, and just swap the routine instead of trying to stop the routine. Same with your evening meals, snacks, alcohol. I used to train a lot of people that would have the old wine o'clockers, so they'd have a big glass of wine, or if not a bottle of wine in the evening. Just helps them sleep, just helps let them know that it's time to switch off, and the kids are in bed or whatever. Okay, and what I used to do is I used to say to people, okay, what is it? Is it the taste? Is it the bubbles? Is it the feeling that you get from it? What is it? Why do you do this drink? And they said, well, it's just a signal that now the time is my own. But the problem with that is drinking alcohol can trigger all sorts of other excess eating and drinking, and so what I used to do, okay, well, can we swap that for a sparkling water or like a slightly flavored sparkling water, so we haven't got the or even an alcohol-free drink. What swaps can we make but kind of get the same result? Now I'm going to go into habits, changing habits and swapping habits in future videos, so make sure you subscribe to make sure you get those videos in the future. But for now, what I want you to do is I just want you to think about, remember this mantra, swaps over stops. Okay, stops when we do a hard stop, not eating that anymore. Okay, often we can feel that we're just too restricted. Okay, and often, we can fall off the wagon because it is just too restricted. By making swaps, then we can put ourselves in a strong position, and all of a sudden we're focusing on stuff that we are doing, not what we're not doing. Okay, so for example, for me, like I used to love pizza night on a Friday. Rugby was on the telly. I'd order a big gut busting pizza, and that'd be my routine. I wanted to change that. I wanted to swap it. I was eating so many calories, and it was just setting me up for a crap, weekend, because I just felt rubbish after eating all this pizza. So I swapped it, and I started having a little bit of a cheese board, because what I noticed was the pizza wasn't necessarily the food that I was craving. What I wanted was an event where, I was watching the rugby and I was snacking away, and I changed it to like a cheese board. So I still had the event, I can still watch the rugby, and I was snacking away, but I was just consuming a lot less calories. I was consuming better quality food, and I really, really enjoyed it. And eventually I went from like having like biscuits and crackers and all that, just to like bits of veg, carrot, apple, celery, and I just kind of changed it up through time, like a few pickles in there, and all of a sudden I was having a great time. It was an event as I watched the rugby, but I was just consuming so many less calories. All right, and that can have, over a long term, can have a massive effect on your weight, your health, and your fitness compared to just having the big gut busting takeaway or whatever. So think swaps over stops, and it will stand you in good stead as you crack on with your new fitness and fat loss regime. Now, if you're watching these videos, you might have tried clearing out your breakfast before as the first step in cleaning out your eating, and it doesn't often work like that. Now, in this video, I talk about a counterintuitive way of tackling your eating throughout the day, which can give you better long-term results. So check it out.